Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of my brand new channel. On this channel right here, I'm going to be talking about actually the concepts and the ideas and the experiences, the mistakes behind actually creating and launching a software product. So over the past 12 years, I've been dedicating myself to building products, building mainly software products. I'm a software engineer by trade. If you don't know me, you can look me up on YouTube. I have a online coding school called Codemy, and that is where my YouTube career actually started. This is a brand new channel. So the goal of this channel is to share everything that is not technical. So it's the everything else in actually creating a product or a company. Well, the product and then the company to go with it, I guess. My main, career started as a I actually started as an animator. So I have an animation on YouTube that I used to be a part of. Actually worked as an animator using Maya and all these things. But then that art form, it was very expensive to invest in. You had to buy the software. I needed something a little bit more free. Like, in software, everything is almost all the tools and gears and toys are free. It's like open source. Everything's on GitHub. You can just clone something, learn from it, build with it, use it, and however you like. So I like that freedom. So that's why I kind of like switched my career from being an animator over to becoming a web developer. So I started by building websites for clients using WordPress, believe it or not. And I built all kinds of things. I pretty much mastered WordPress. I think I built whatever I wanted out of it. Anything simple from blogs, all the way to actually online e-commerce stores that connected to a payment gateway. And it was just I stretched WordPress to what it could actually beyond what it actually was designed to do. And then with that, I acquired the skill of the HTML, CSS, and I knew how to do that stuff pretty well. The next progression was I taught web design. I actually taught at a school here in Bangkok, and I actually became really good friends with the founder of the school. And I actually watched him, work, and he worked really hard. Like I was just inspired by, that initial, it was one of the first web design school done right in the whole country. And, I actually liked the spirit of the founder and what he stood for and what he was trying to achieve with that school. So inspired by that, after teaching there for a while, I decided that, I should do something of my own and actually create something. I was always fascinated by the idea of creating something from nothing. So, the thought that, I could actually do something, just with pure mind power, just intellects, I could create something that was useful for someone and someone would pay me for it. I was fascinated by just that idea. Actually didn't even know what I wanted to create, but I just wanted to create something. And software was the way to do it because of all the freedom that I had, because it's very cheap. Like I could just download some framework and then just build with it. So at the time, I was very fascinated with Ruby on Rails. The creator of Ruby on Rails made this one video called "F the Real World." I'm not gonna say the F word here, but you can look that up. It's a very popular video. It inspired a lot of people, and I was one of those people who got inspired. And so then, I needed a problem to solve. So, I was very obsessed with solving problems. My father wanted to actually start a hotel, like he was going into the hotel business. And, I thought this was a great opportunity. And he had another friend. So apparently, all these the group of people in my parents' age group, they all were getting into this hotel business at the time. This was, you know, 9, 10 years ago. And basically, I saw this as an opportunity to, solve a problem, because, these were not like the large 100-room Marriott or the 5-star hotel. These were like small mom and pop hotels. And my dad was asking me to do research, and all of them were kind of like really expensive. And my dad would see it and like, I don't, I'd just rather write on pen and paper, like for bookings, and that was maybe fine then, but I saw an opportunity there. So I decided that, I would create this software and my dad would use it and his friends would probably use it. And then I would be able to start my thing from there. So lo and behold, I decided that I should start building my first product, which is a hotel management software. And I estimated the time that I would need. I had a bit of money saved up, and I thought, okay, this should be enough for me to get my foot in the door. Now, mind you, back then, there was no startup school. There was no, like, the word startup didn't even exist in the stratosphere. Like, I didn't even know what that word meant. There was no concept of VC. Like, it was just plain and simple. And all I wanted to just do was create something useful that people would use and pay me for. That was all there was to it. There's no fancy valuation or raising funding or, any of that. I just knew I had a bit of money and I needed to hire a developer. And I got connected to a developer at the time through the school that I was teaching at. The founder recommended me to the programmer who was actually, his wife was actually working at the school. So that's how I got in touch with the first programmer that I hired. And so I hired him and I worked with him on the product. And, as we worked on it, things got a little bit longer and longer and longer. Like timelines got stretched out and things weren't getting done as fast as I wanted it to. And, with the limited capital, I couldn't really hire a new developer. So I was in a catch-22. I needed to get the product out fast, but I couldn't hire more programmers. So I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to solve this problem, I guess I'm just going to have to get my hands dirty. I can't just be the founder who sat around and ordered people around, ordered him around. I needed to actually be more than that. I need to actually get my hands dirty and actually learn the code. So he was the one who actually taught me how to code, funnily enough. And I'm very grateful for, his lessons, and, he taught me, all about how to actually write code. So that was how my software engineering entrepreneurship spirit started. And I think that I made a lot of mistakes in that product. Looking back, it's always very clear where I went wrong. As they say, hindsight is 2020. And I will be sharing more and more of these little bits and stories, and I'll tell you, the mistakes that I made. If I had gone back, what I would do different, and this time round, what I'm doing different. So at this point right now, I have actually created quite a few products. Some of them are extremely successful and doing really, really well. But I won't share all the details just yet. There's an arc to all of this, and I'll slowly share it throughout the different episodes. So if you like what you see, give us a like and share this video and subscribe to the channel, and also give us a notification. Click on the bell button so that you get the next episode when I do release it. So yeah, I'm gonna pause this video right here, and with that, I want to wrap up this episode. I will see you all in the next one.